Disappointed. Disappointed. I didn't play better, that we didn't play better, especially in the second half.
What do you feel like changed in the second half offensively?
Not a whole lot. I just feel like we had some discipline issues and some penalties that were unnecessary, and then you're not going to win a lot of games when we're so bad on third down. Boz bailed us out with some 4 incredible kicks, but you're playing good teams, you need to score touchdowns, and we just stalled out in the high red zone.
Aaron, what can you say about Jordan Love and just how far he's come over the years, and also just how he played out tonight?
Yeah, I thought J-Lo played great, and he was super efficient. You know, he didn't get sacked, moved around really well, made some plays outside the pocket. Thought he played outstanding.
Aaron, not finishing those drives, does that have carryover for the offense? You know, especially heading into the second half when you're not able to finish in the first half.
Well, it felt good. It was 16-7. You know, we had a nice drive there at the end of the first half, and then, you know, just didn't decide the game. But the one play where, I don't know, it seemed like the guy was offsides on 3rd and 8 and didn't come up with the catch. They didn't make a penalty call, and then we punt it, and they hit a kind of wild play to 85 to kind of get back in the game. That was like a big momentum turn in the game.
Aaron, what does an offense have to do when you get behind the sticks to be able to overcome that? Like you were talking about those third downs in the high red zone.
Yeah, we had too many penalties, too many negative yardage plays, and then, you know, I wasn't accurate enough on third down, and we weren't creating enough space. But we'll look at the film, and, you know, we'll get better, and we got a good team coming in next week.
I guess when you look at those, is it more about what do we do on 3rd and long, or what do we do to not get into 3rd and long?
Well, it's either we're having a sack. We had a sack on 1st down on one drive. We had a 15-yard penalty on 3rd and 2 after the play that went to 3rd and 17. Those aren't high conversion drives or plays. So, you know, we got to be better on 1st and 2nd down. I thought we ran it pretty well at times. Didn't get as much out of the keeper game as we have been. Didn't get as much out of the action game.
I'm sorry. From a personal standpoint, is the game kind of what you thought, maybe emotionally, with your feelings against the Packers?
Yeah, like I said, it would have been different had it been in Lambeau. It's good to see a lot of the people that I grew up with in the league and had time, you know, 3 hours before the game. I was out there spending time with some of those guys, and I enjoyed that.
How did you compartmentalize some of the emotions that come with playing? Obviously, like you said, it's different. Would have been different if it were in Lambeau, but how do you compartmentalize the conversations you have 3 hours before the game versus when the game starts?
Well, this game is about relationships, so some of my dearest friends are not players, you know, and the guys who are still over there, you know, I didn't have much time with many of those guys. I had J-Lo in the room with me for 3 years, but most of those guys were young guys, other than Rashawn Gary, played with me for a few years. So the guys that I spent 18 years with, you know, training staff, equipment staff, nutritionist, Connor Lewis, who was in our room for a while, Luke Getzey was there, Butkus, Stenovich, you know, guys I spent a lot of time with. Those friendships are special, and it was good to see those guys.
There's the names you don't know, the fans in the crowd. What was it like just to see that many Packers fans here, and that you probably never shut down the Go Pack Go chant with the completion?
Say that last part?
No, what was your, I mean, at one point they were chanting Go Pack Go, and you hit DK for a 25-yarder. That had to be a little bit of a strange feeling to quiet that chant for once.
I've heard that chant for 18 years, so Packer fans travel really well. First time in a while I've used silent count for a home game. That's a credit to those Packer fans.
Aaron, this team lost 2 games in a row now. What is needed to get this team back on track?
Well, just an honest assessment. I think setting feelings aside and being okay with criticism, any position, any player, and being honest about what we need to do to improve. And then we can't beat ourselves. I think in the 3 losses, there's been times where we've had opportunities and we've hurt ourselves with, you know, turnovers or just negative plays. So we gotta cut those out. We gotta get on the same page on offense and defense and keep the faith.
Aaron, did you sign a jersey for Jordan after the game, and are you comfortable sharing what you wrote to him?
No, not comfortable sharing it.
Aaron, just Jordan's game.
overall, what was your takeaway impression of how he performed today?
Yeah, he played great. Played fantastic. He's had a really nice season. He's been really efficient with the football. He's opportunistic, though. I felt like he was very patient tonight. He took the run solutions. He took the checkdowns. Moved in the pocket well. Thought he played really well.
How much did Isaac Seumalo's injury kind of affect what you guys were able to do on offense, particularly in the second half, not being able to go to using the packages with Spencer and Darnell?
Yeah, it took one of our pass catchers, off the field and into the offensive line. So that was some change up for us. But Isaac's a warrior, and he wanted to be back out there, but he was, obviously not 100%. We still have big personnel stuff that we can do with 2 tight ends instead of Darnell and Spence, and obviously that's been an effective personnel group for us, and didn't have it, but I feel like we still had opportunities to run the ball well. I thought Jalen, in his limited touches, again, he's a damn good runner. I thought he had a nice game.
On the other side of the ball, how deflating was Deshaun's injury and everything he brings to this team day in and day out?
Yeah, I love Deshaun. From the first time I was out here in the spring mini camp, and he's a special guy, and that's tough to see.